because MLB Network put out a graphic, and the NL Central, man. So for a while, both the AL and NL Central were the weakest divisions in baseball. Sucked for the Heartland because they were getting, all the East and the West Coast were eating their lunch. But it was Skenes, Hunter Green, Andrew Abbott, Misiorowski, Chase Burns, NL Young, electric starting pitchers. Could we foresee a day where the NL Central is the most exciting and most competitive division in baseball?
Well, I think you're conflating competitive with excitement. You mentioned all the really good starting pitchers, the young guys. Other than Paul Skenes, he's maybe the only one that people will tune into a game to watch. But look at your elite teams, your Yankees, your Dodgers, whatever team you want to throw out there. People aren't tuning in to watch the Yankees to watch Max Fried pitch or the Dodgers to watch Yamamoto. They're tuning in for the excitement of Judge, Otani, Freeman, Betts, Will Smith, Paul Goldschmidt, Bellinger, Chisholm. Pitchers do not make teams exciting. They make them good. Great pitching staffs can take you really far, but it's not going to make them any more exciting to watch if you're like the Royals with a really good rotation, but you can't hit for shit.
But what's the first thing I always ask when we're talking about a game is who's pitching that night? That's the first thing everybody asks about what, the matchup is like, okay, who's on the bump? And when you have a Mizorowski versus Skeens matchup, I mean, good. I mean, that game sucked because it was on like a Wednesday at noon. That's just the most baseball thing ever. But like, that was exciting. That got the people going.
See, I can counter that with I want to know who's on the bump because I want to know if one team can hit 5 home runs and put up 10 runs. Like when you used to see Patty Corbin penciled in there like 3 years ago.
Come on, leave Patty out of this, man. That was a cheap shot. You know it.
Or like when I see, like beginning of this year, Charlie Morton on the bump, I'm like, oh, don't have to watch the game tonight. The Orioles are losing.
Yeah, but like the pitcher impacts every play. He's it's like the quarterback, the ball's in his hands every single play. So I think this is just the start because it starts with the starting pitching for the NL Central. They already have some young, exciting guys, Churio, Ellie De La Cruz. There's guys on these teams that like can hit a little bit. I think this is the building block. I think 5 years from now we're gonna be saying, you know what, NL Central class of the league.
If they can learn how to get some elite hitters in that division, I think so. But
I mean,
until
the
they get some elite hitters, like you said, it makes them
PCA,
competitive.
Kyle Tucker.
And the Cubs are exciting. And no one gives a shit about their pitching. It's all about Kyle Tucker, PCA, and Suzuki.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Like if you put two, maybe three above average hitters on the Pirates, it's such a more exciting team.
They just have an offense. I mean, they've good and they've won like 7 in a row now, so like this might be a moot point, but they just have an offense full of like quad A players and, I don't
Joey
want any
Barts, a lineup full of Joey Barts.
I don't want any smoke, but Tommy Pham, please don't hurt me. Um yeah, I don't know. I just think that like this is the tides are turning. This is just the beginning. Look at the freaking Reds, man. The Reds are like stockpiling young electric players who will probably all walk in free agency, but that's
Yeah.
besides the point.
And they've been a 500 team for what, 10 years?
They're 2.5 out of a wild card spot right now, though. So does that change your mind at all?
No.
Okay.
They have no World Series aspirations. They do not excite me at all.
They're in a tough market, man. They play in Kentucky, basically.